Welcome to For Reddit Readers, where we turn the best stories from Reddit into captivating videos that you won't be able to stop watching. Let's begin with our first story.
My husband is obsessed with Destiny's Child, and it's ruining our marriage. Last year, my husband discovered Destiny's Child. I don't know how he wasn't aware of them before, but that's beside the point. He obviously didn't have this obsession before we were married. In fact, we have been married for 7 years, and he'd never exhibited any signs of obsessive behavior before this. Now his obsession is taking over both of our lives and costing us a lot of money. He spends all day on eBay bidding on Destiny's Child merch. He is always the highest bidder, so it's very expensive. He is only subscribed to streaming services so he can listen to them. He bought a Bluetooth shower speaker so he can listen to them while he bathes. We cannot have one conversation without him saying something like, "You know, this actually reminds me of a Destiny's Child lyric." He spent hours watching YouTube tutorials, learning the choreography from every video. He makes me sit down and watch him dance in front of the TV to make sure his form and timing are perfect. He emails the members often, begging them for a reunion tour. He has also sent them birthday gifts in the mail. I would like to point out that his obsession is not sexual in any way, he just thinks they are really cool. I'm almost to my wit's end. I feel like I can't escape Destiny's Child and have lost my husband completely to this obsession. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Update: my husband had an MRI yesterday. He reluctantly agreed to it, because he knew I was absolutely terrified and anxious. No tumor, thank goodness. Everything was normal. He is finally beginning to understand how seriously I take this and how much of a problem it's become in our marriage. He has agreed to visit a therapist, hoping for the best. Thank you all for your wonderful advice, it means the world.
Second story. Am I the asshole for being racist and rude because I refuse to try spicy Indian food? I, F23, absolutely cannot handle spice, so I avoid Indian cuisine. My acquaintance, F22, is Indian and invited me to a dinner party at her house with a lot of people I am friends with. When I got there, she tried to offer me some food, but I declined and told her I couldn't handle spice, and she took the food back to the kitchen. Later in the party, she came to me with some sort of Indian dessert and asked me to try it. I was a bit frustrated at this point, because I already explained that I can't handle spice, and this dessert, I think she said it was called jalini or something, was fried and dripping in red-hot oil. I told her that this dessert looked super spicy, and that I could not try it. She insisted that it wasn't spicy, but I know that people, especially those used to eating spicy food like Indians, have vastly different ideas of what constitutes spicy. I said to her that I probably would find it spicy, and refused again. She got upset at this and avoided me for the rest of the party. This morning, a bunch of my friends messaged me and said I was being rude by not trying the dessert, and it was apparently racist of me to assume that it would be spicy. I honestly was just trying to protect my sensitive taste buds from a fiery death. Am I the asshole? Edit. A helpful commenter let me know the name of the dessert is called jalebi. You can search it up to see what I mean when I say it is super red-orange spicy. Third story.
I, 20M, feel like I'm too short to date anyone and it's been rather difficult. This is a throwaway, and I mean this the most respectful way possible. My friend is 6'1" and he works out regularly. But respectfully, he doesn't look good at all, face-wise. But he seems to do really good with girls. They're always all over him and stuff. Because of his genetics he comes across as confident, smooth, suave and funny, but when I do it, it doesn't work. Objectively I know have a better face than him, but I don't seem to get any attention. I mean this respectfully. I'm 5'3" and I've tried getting girls below my league and even that doesn't work. What can I do here? TLDR. I feel I'm too short to date.
Fourth story.
My boyfriend got mad that I only spent $20 on him for a date. I 24F went on a date with my boyfriend 24M recently in celebration of our 1-year anniversary. Money has been running tight recently since my boyfriend was fired from his job recently for showing up high. I knew he was really upset about the whole situation, so I wanted to cheer him up. And I thought taking him out to dinner for our 1-year anniversary, which was coming up, was the perfect way to do so. I took my boyfriend to one of my favorite restaurants from my childhood. It wasn't a high-end restaurant because I make like 1/3 of what he used to make, but nevertheless he loved the interior design of the restaurant and the food. We were having a great time until the waitress came and told us our combined bill was going to be a little under $45 after tax and tip. My boyfriend looked at me weirdly, but I thought I imagined it, so I ignored him and paid the bill. After the waitress left to get a box for our takeouts, he turned to me and asked, "So that's how much you value our relationship after 1 whole year of being together?" I was confused and he said, "You only spent $40 on our 1-year anniversary date." I asked what's wrong with that. And plus the prices were printed on the menu. He said, "You were supposed to pay." Why would I have looked at the prices? And every time we went out I always spent hundreds of dollars on you. I didn't respond because I didn't want to cause a scene, and he raised his voice and said, "I see how it is. I'm only worth $20 to you." Then he left the table and told me I can take an Uber home. I feel really bad and I apologized many times, but he's still mad at me, understandably, and things have been awkward. Update: first of all, I just want to thank everyone for the overwhelming amount of support and private messages. I have read all of them, and it warms my heart how caring internet strangers can be. I just ended my relationship with my boyfriend. I'll try to keep this post as short as possible and try to refrain from my emotions from seeping through. I can forgive him for showing up high at work and losing his job. Everyone makes mistakes. But recently he made it really clear that he won't be trying to find another job in the near future, so I know our relationship isn't going to be sustainable. Also, I'm not a drug user myself, but I've always been okay with him using it from time to time. But recently all he does is get himself high in front of the television and has stopped taking care of himself, and I'm really, really scared for him. I'm scared his body can't handle it. He's still icy with me about our last date, and probably because the drugs cloud his mind, and we haven't really had a real conversation since then. I decided to formally end things and I phoned his parents and told them about his condition. And right now he's living with them, and I hope they can help him better than I can.
5th story. Roommates stopped contributing, so we left them nothing. This happened during my junior year of college. I, Claire, lived with 5 other women. I'll call them Abby, Brooke, Danny, Ella, and Fran. When we signed the lease on the house, we agreed to a 1-year deal, June 1st to May 31st. The house was off campus and unfurnished, so we needed things to make it feel like home. Prior to moving in, we all sat down and decided what we needed for the house and who was going to bring what, and also settled on a chore schedule. We also decided that we'd have a household supply fund set up so we could buy things we all would use, like toilet paper, paper towels, dish detergent, and laundry detergent. As it turns out, Danny, Ella, Francesca and I brought most of the stuff we needed, like a couch, small dining table, dishes, silverware, drinking glasses, cookware, food storage containers, etc. Things went pretty well during fall semester. Shortly after that, however, things started to decline. Abby's boyfriend Andy basically moved in with us, and the 2 of them started acting like they owned the place. Left a dirty dish in the sink. They'd leave a passive-aggressive note about how rude it was to do that. Come home after the library closed at midnight. Abby and Andy went to bed at 10, and if you woke them up there was hell to pay. Pretty soon, Brooke and her boyfriend Brad were acting in much the same way. By early February, it was clear to Danny, Ella, Fran, and me that we did not want to live with Abby and Brooke another year. The 4 of us found a different off-campus place and signed a lease. We let Abby and Brooke know, and from then on, the 2 of them, plus their boyfriends, went from partial jerks to complete jerks. They'd do things like stop the clothes washer mid-wash, take our clothes out, dump them on the floor, and start their own laundry. They'd use up all the hot water by taking super long showers. They'd write return to sender on our mail. They destroyed flowers our boyfriends sent or brought to us. They refused packages. They stopped contributing to the shared supply fund and stopped doing chores. About a week before Memorial Day, Ella got a call from the landlord on our new place saying the previous tenants had moved out and we could move in early if we'd like, at no charge. Danny, Ella, Fran, and I discussed it and decided to get out of our current house as soon as possible, but didn't tell Abby and Brooke of our plans. Memorial Day weekend rolls around and Abby, Brooke, and their boyfriends head out of town to go camping while the rest of us put our plan into action. With the help of friends, Danny, Ella, Fran, and I got all of our stuff moved out. And when I say all, I mean all living room furniture, dining room furniture, dishes, silverware, cookware, food storage containers, baking supplies, shower curtain, rugs, lamps, vacuum, broom, dustpan, etc. We also decided that since neither Abby nor Brooke had contributed to the shared household supply fund since March, the toilet paper, paper towels, dish detergent, laundry detergent, and so forth was ours, so we took all of that too. Abby, Brooke, and their boyfriends were shocked to return from their camping trip to an empty house. What made our petty revenge even sweeter was that on their way home from the camping trip, all 4 of them got food poisoning and were really, really sick. The scathing texts we got about moving out unannounced and taking all shared household goods, especially the toilet paper. Priceless. Danny, Ella, Fran, and I are great friends, still get a good laugh about the situation about 12 years later. None of us have heard from Abby or Brooke since graduation. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more Reddit stories.